African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command in combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing on the progress of the special military operation as of the 22nd of August, 2025. From August 16th to 22nd of this year, the armed forces of the Russian Federation delivered 6 group strikes with precision weapons and strike unmanned aerial vehicles, during which enterprises of the Ukrainian military-industrial complex and energy facilities supporting their operation, an oil refinery supplying fuel to the Ukrainian armed forces grouping in Donbas, storage depots of operational tactical Sapsan missiles, fuel, rocket artillery weapons, and long-range unmanned aerial vehicles were hit. In addition, damage was inflicted on the infrastructure of a military airfield, control points for long-range unmanned aerial vehicles, as well as temporary deployment points of Ukrainian armed formations, nationalists, and foreign mercenaries. During the week, units of the North Group of troops in the Sumy region inflicted damage on personnel and equipment of 2 heavy mechanized, 4 mechanized, a Ranger, 2 airborne assault brigades, 2 assault regiments of the Ukrainian armed forces, and a territorial defense brigade. In the Kharkiv region, damage was inflicted on formations of 2 mechanized, assault, motorized infantry brigades, an assault regiment of the Ukrainian armed forces, and a territorial defense brigade. Over the week, losses of the Ukrainian armed forces in the area of responsibility of the North Group of troops amounted to more than 1,120 servicemen, 3 tanks, 23 combat armored vehicles, and 74 automobiles. Destroyed were 26 field artillery guns, including 3 of NATO production, 3 electronic warfare and counter-battery stations, as well as 41 ammunition, fuel, and material supply depots. Units of the West Group of troops decisively liberated the settlement of Kaladizi in the Donetsk People's Republic. Damage was inflicted on formations of 2 mechanized, motorized infantry, assault brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces, and a territorial defense brigade. The enemy lost more than 1,650 servicemen, 5 tanks, including 3 Leopard tanks produced in Germany, 28 combat armored vehicles, including 19 armored vehicles of NATO production. Destroyed were 118 automobiles, 11 field artillery guns, a combat vehicle of the Grad multiple rocket launcher system, 39 electronic warfare and counter-battery stations, as well as 35 ammunition depots. Units of the South Group of troops advanced deep into the enemy's defense and liberated the settlements of Alexandro-Shaltino and Katarinovka in the Donetsk People's Republic. Damage was inflicted on personnel and equipment of 6 mechanized, airmobile, mountain assault brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces, a territorial defense brigade, and a National Guard brigade. Over the week, losses of Ukrainian armed formations in this direction amounted to more than 1,610 servicemen, 7 combat armored vehicles, including an M113 armored personnel carrier, 2 Max Pro armored vehicles, and an HMMWV combat armored vehicle of U.S. production. Destroyed were 19 automobiles, 18 field artillery guns, including 3 of Western production, 7 electronic warfare and counter-battery stations, as well as 17 ammunition, fuel, and material supply depots. Units of the Center Group of troops continued offensive actions and liberated the settlements of Suketskoye, Pankavka, Vladimirovka, and Rusynyar in the Donetsk People's Republic. Damage was inflicted on formations of 5 mechanized, infantry, Ranger, 3 airborne assault brigades, an assault regiment of the Ukrainian armed forces, 3 Marine brigades, a territorial defense brigade, and 2 National Guard brigades. The enemy lost up to 2,840 servicemen, 2 tanks, 30 combat armored vehicles, including 3 M113 armored personnel carriers of U.S. production and 4 Kirpi armored vehicles of Turkish production, 64 automobiles, and 19 field artillery guns. Over the past week, units of the East Troop Group liberated the settlements of Vorono and Novogeorgievka in the Dnipropetrovsk region as a result of active and decisive actions. Damage inflicted on personnel and equipment of mechanized, mountain assault brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, a Marine brigade, and 3 territorial defense brigades. Enemy losses in this direction amounted to over 1,600 servicemen, 5 tanks, 25 armored combat vehicles, 79 cars, 15 field artillery guns, including 9 produced by NATO countries, 6 electronic warfare stations, and 3 supply depots. Units of the Dnieper Troop Group inflicted damage on formations of 3 mechanized, mountain assault brigades, 3 coastal defense brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and 2 territorial defense brigades. The enemy lost more than 555 servicemen, 5 armored combat vehicles, including 3 US-made HMMWV armored vehicles, 74 cars, and 15 field artillery guns, including 2 American 155mm M777 howitzers. Destroyed were 46 electronic and counter-battery warfare stations, as well as 30 ammunition, fuel, and supply depots. During the week, air defense systems shot down 25 guided aerial bombs, 11 rocket projectiles from the US-made Mars multiple launch rocket system, as well as 1,500 fixed-wing unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, since the start of the special military operation, destroyed 665 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 78,990 unmanned aerial vehicles, 625 anti-aircraft missile systems, 24,717 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,588 multiple launch rocket system combat vehicles, 28,809 field artillery guns and mortars, 40,158 units of special military automotive equipment. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.